Hello my beautiful people, welcome to my channel. If you don't know me already, my name is Rachel. I am a graduate student from Clemson University. I'm here to share with you my next episode of Getting Real with Rachel. I am actually just coming back from a Clemson game. Unfortunately, we lost against Georgia. I mean, are we surprised? This is just like my freshman year on repeat. I still have high hopes for Clemson this year, guys. I really do. I feel like Clemson is right now just up against Georgia. I have a feeling that eventually, though, Clemson will start winning their games. My prediction is that they're either going to be 9-4 or they're going to be 11-1. The one game being Georgia. I want to hop in and talk to you guys about my newest episode of Getting Real with Rachel. This episode is going to be a little bit different, but also kind of a little bit similar at the same time. I just have absolutely horrible lighting in my room, and I cannot stand using my room. Not only that, it's just absolutely messy. There's so much stuff in it. It's got all of my apartment stuff / my old room stuff, and it's all kind of in a conglomeration right now. I decided to try something new and do my video here in my car. We're in Wanda today. She is fantastic. In any case, let's start getting real with Rachel.
It's maddening that you make me smile, even at times when no one else can. When I get overwhelmed and I want the world to fade away just for a while.
The first frequently asked question is, how is my project going right now? And a lot of you heard from my last Getting Real with Rachel if you tuned in last time. I was a part of a project that was meant to be in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and I was going to be doing a movie that was going to be in the theaters. I was going to have a credit. I was going to be a production assistant on this position. For whatever reason, they could not finish continuing the movie. With that being said, and the fact that one of our producers ended up leaving the production because of a ton of different issues, they just decided to call it off. Now, with that being said, we're left jobless right now. That's how the market is. I mean, that's just how it is. Life happens, and, you know, there's not really much you can really do about situations like those, especially if they're out of your control. So really, how is this project going? It's not going anymore. Unfortunately, that project in Spartanburg is not a thing anymore. My next most frequently asked question is, because of that, at least for the people that did know about my situation, what's next? I mean, that's always the question, am I right? What's next? They would say, Rachel, what are your plans? What are you trying to do to kind of recover from this? And honestly, it's been a little bit hard trying to hop into something else because I've had this job lined up for me for, I'm gonna say, since April or March. I'm filming this on August 31st, so now it's in September and we're literally in the midst of college football. NFL season will be starting soon, so I am not sure what is next at this time. However, I do have some freelance gigs that I will be doing every now and then, just kind of sporadically. It's a little bit different than the movie situation because obviously it's not consistent. It's not like a full-time consistent job that I wanted. It is what it is. It's just, you gotta live with what you can get at this point, especially with this job market, which I'll get into later in this video. It's been bad. And I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about the job market in 2024. It's at probably one of its worst right now, and I just happen to be in the middle of it. What I've been doing in the process is engaging with a lot of networks and trying to see what people might have in store for me, because you never know based on who you talk to if they do have a position that you might be able to get into, while at the same time I've been applying to jobs on LinkedIn, on Indeed, literally any platform. I'll go into the details later, kind of going step by step of what I've been doing a little bit of a combination of that, and then also reaching out to my networks, which seems to be working for the most part right now. That's been my mission right now, is to really try to find something that I can say, hey, I'm getting my foot in the door. I could literally be doing anything. I don't care. Throw me out to do whatever you want me to do and I'll do it. I just want to get my foot in the door. That's really my biggest mission right now, and that's what's next. It's hot in here. I turned off the AC and stuff so you guys could hear me, and like, it's hot, and I'm also cramping really bad. I apologize in advance. We're on the struggle bus. It's been a little bit of a struggle the past week or so. Let's get into our third most recently asked question, because it'll lay down kind of what I told you from question 2. The next most frequently asked question is, how have I been applying to jobs lately? I kind of touched this in my last question, but basically the biggest thing I've been doing lately has been applying for jobs for my major specifically. I've been using LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Indeed, Hollylist. If you've never heard of it before, Hollylist is like a production type of job search engine. I guess the last one I've also been using is company websites. You just go on the company webpage, you literally look it up on their website, scroll down to the careers page and apply through that way. I feel like I've been doing that a lot with some positions as well. Some of the positions I've also applied for, I've reached out to people, emailed them, texted them my resume and stuff to see if they had any roles available. So that could be an angle that you guys may want to take in case you're in my shoes one day, or if you're like me who is struggling to find a job in the job market right now. Maybe this might give you like another alternative route of what you could be doing. I'm just hoping this helps someone in some way. I've also reached out since I'm a Clemson University alum. Clemson University has its own job program as well that you can go into. I could probably paste it on the screen right here in case you are a Clemson student and are kind of wondering what website I'm talking about, because I didn't know it existed until I was an alum. So here I am searching for jobs and whatnot on this little website that literally has been there my entire Clemson career, and I just happened to find it. So I've been applying on jobs there as well, and hopefully for any Clemson students watching, you guys can take advantage of it too. So I can tell you also, to give you guys an idea of how many jobs I've applied for recently, I want to say I started my job search around March. I have applied for over 100 different positions on LinkedIn alone, and then on top of that, there have been so many others that I've applied for through websites and Indeed and other job search engines. Will probably say, because I did not do the math, I'm gonna be straight up, I can't math. I chose a degree in communication because I don't math. I'm gonna say it's probably been over 200 at this point. I feel like it's probably more than 200. It's been crazy. Like, so many different roles, so many different things. I've just applied to so much. I feel like I have a pretty good degree because it comes from Clemson University. I'm a communication major with a ton of experience in certain roles that not a lot of people get that experience with. I had executive positions in college, so I thought maybe it might be a little bit easier for me to find a job, but apparently not. I'm not really sure why. I'm a little bit confused about that because obviously I did have a position open for me and I did get the job, but now I just have to get back in. So yeah, that's how many I've applied for. It's been a really difficult, hard road. We'll get into that stuff later. So the next question, because that one was a really long one that I've been most frequently asked. Oh, my mom's in there. That's fun. Oh, we're melting. I'm like the Wicked Witch of the West. Was that the Wicked Witch of the West? I don't know. All I know is that I'm melting. Actually, you know what? I feel like Frosty the Snowman right now when it's like 100 degrees outside. The moisture is so sticky. Like, ugh. It's so nasty, but I'm here because I want to talk to y'all. I want to give you guys advice. Here we are. I'm a professional yapper, okay? I'll send my friends voice memos and also Snapchat videos. You know what I'm talking about? Like the little purple icon. I'll send out my videos to them and I'm just yapping. And I'll yap. It feels like this. It feels instant by the time that I'm done. When I look at it, it's like hundreds of like videos, or the voice memos are 8 minutes. 9 minutes of me just yapping. I'm just like, oh, I didn't know it was that long. I talked about this thing for that long. The next most frequently asked question I've had is, what can I apply for with my finance? Where did I get finance from? Hello? I don't even know what my brain is thinking right now. Like, what is she doing? We don't even have a finance degree. I told you I don't work with numbers. Moving on to question 4. With my professional yapping degree, what can I apply for? What I mean by professional yapping, I have a communication degree, I have a BA, that's just the name of my degree. I'm a communication major, and then I minored in business administration. That was my path, that's what I did in college. With that, I can apply for literally so many different roles relating to communication in general, so I can actually research communication if I really wanted to, and kind of go like in that little bit of a psychology route. I can go into technically sports communication, even though I do not have a sports communication major or degree. So I can go into anything relating to sports. I can do broadcasting. I can be the next Erin Andrews if I really wanted to, because I do have experience in that. I don't really have a lot of experience doing it, and I'm kind of a little bummed that I personally didn't go that route. Low-key, lately I've been having a lot of interest in sports and doing sports, and I've kind of come to that realization. I don't know, maybe this is just me because I went to Clemson University. I'm used to having so many sport events to go to and attend, and now that I'm a graduate student and that I'm not surrounded by that type of community, let's say, I am in a severe FOMO right now, which is so real, by the way. I'll get into that later. I could be an analyst if I really wanted to. So I do have the sports route I can go. I can also go on the route of production, anything involving the videography, photography. I can go into editing, so using editing software like Adobe Premiere Pro, Final Cut, CapCut, or iMovie. I can make that my profession and do that professionally outside of sports with movies, television, video content. So even in social media, I can go the social media route if I really want to and become a content creator, or I can become a content producer or something along those lines as well, even in sports. So it's like there's so many different jobs that I can do, and I haven't even hit all of them. I can do digital media, multimedia. I could do like journalism, sports journalism. I can go into news. I can do news. I could do reporting, broadcasting. I can be an anchor on the news. I can literally be behind the scenes in the news. I can just get content. I do have experience being a news director, for God's sake. I was a news director in college. I can work in the control room. There's just so many jobs that I can do. I've even had an interest in doing meteorology. I thought of being a reporter, going out in the storms and actually reporting them live. I feel like that would just be such a phenomenal job to do. You'd think, though, with all of these open jobs, I would be able to get a job, right? And I would love to absolutely do, honestly, anything at this point. And that's just what I'm really excited for, is to just find something. Before I get into a tangent about it, let's get to my next point. Do I have any advice for looking for jobs? So this is the part where I tell you all of my experiences and help you out in the process. When you graduate, obviously you're going to either have a job already lined up for you that maybe you got through an internship or anything like that, or you're going to be like me, who had an internship but couldn't go anywhere afterwards. It gave you a ton of experience, but you couldn't really get a lot of help. But at the same time, I did have that position in Spartanburg, so I was pretty much set. They were telling me that this position in Spartanburg would eventually end up lining me up for future jobs, so I was so excited for that. I didn't really search as much just because I knew that I had this job lined up for me already, but I wanted to keep searching just in case, because this was a gig that was technically temporary, even though that I was told that this would eventually lead me up to something in the future. So with that being said, I know my self-worth when it comes to this market. I know my value. I know how much experience I've had. And I know how I communicate with people in general. I'm typically a nice person, and I absolutely love talking to people. It's one of my favorite things to do in the entire world. I mean, hence why I'm doing this YouTube channel right now too, to just build my skills in the process. I felt like after the job that I would have in Spartanburg, I was going to be lined up for something else because I just, like I said, I knew my self-worth. I knew what I was capable of. I knew I was a hard worker. So I had a feeling I was going to get something after from one of the producers. When this job fell through, obviously, I started applying more for different positions. Clearly, after noticing that just applying on LinkedIn is not going to cut it, I said, okay, maybe I should start reaching out to the hiring managers and seeing if maybe they would be interested in talking to me. And one thing I'm going to point out before I continue my story, it is very, very common, and I wish I knew. I want to know this myself. What is everyone's deal with not getting back to their emails? I'll send emails to people, and I'm talking like tons of different hiring managers, tons of different producers, tons of different everything, and for whatever reason, they're not getting back to me. It's fine if y'all are busy. I give people time, and the respect of, okay, yes, like, I know y'all are busy. I understand. I get things are crazy at times, especially, but like, I just don't understand what it is about like not getting back to people at all. And I'm going to give my experiences on this, especially if you're going to be in this position. Like, I don't want you guys to feel like you have to beat yourselves up over this. Like, I promise you, every time you get a rejection from a different network, let's say Disney, let's say you applied for a role within Disney, you get the email saying, hey, like, we're not taking you, we're taking someone else that aligns with our values. Just remember your self-worth. You know in your heart what you are capable of doing. So that's what you have to do to keep motivating yourself. I will literally email people, and if I don't hear from them after, I don't know, maybe a few days, I'll reach out again and say, hey, like, I'm following up, like, how is everything? I just wanted to specify that I applied for this role and I would love to be a part of your team. Here's my resume and my cover letter. I even submitted an application online. I've even linked up with people on LinkedIn as well and tried connecting with them. And I've even threw out connections that I've had that I thought they should know them, because some of my teachers have told me, hey, like, we're connected to these people, we know them. They still don't work sometimes. Oh, hi. Well, this is depressing. Part of my video is gone. I'm gonna hope this video works. Let's hope this works, because it's getting dark outside. It is currently 7:43. I have lost 20 minutes of video content. I probably last had my video talking about what had happened with my lead. This manager contact me and be like, oh my gosh, we think you'd be a great fit for our company. Like, you have a lot of potential. Long story short, he gives me his number and he's like, reach out to me anytime during the meeting that we had, literally the day after he contacted me. So I said to him, oh my gosh, absolutely, sounds good. I messaged him. I said, thank you so much for the opportunity to meet with you on Zoom. And he said, oh, absolutely, it was a great conversation. I thought so too. He said that he was going to email me certain positions that he thought I'd be a great candidate or fit for. Long story short, he never emailed me, and I texted him 5 days after and I said, hey, I'm just following up if you had sent that email. I've been checking my spam. Unfortunately, I have not received anything. Not even 2 minutes later, I get left on read. I'm trying to stay positive. Maybe he accidentally forgot to message me back, so I'm going to message him back soon. This happened recently. And it's also my biggest lead. I have a lot of networks within this company, so I'm just fingers crossed that it works. That would just be fantastic and would make my entire year. Remember that we are all in the same boat here. I'm in the same boat. Y'all are in the same boat. If you're going through this, if you're going to be graduating, or if you want to get insight of what it's like post-grad and you just want an idea, and if you're still not landing the jobs right away, like, don't feel bad. I have a friend who is in the career development center at his university, and he told me that it typically takes on average 6 months for people to find jobs after graduation. We're still in the 3-month range, so I'm only halfway through that. I want to try to, land a job before 6 months, because, I have student loans coming soon, so I gotta start working on that. Just always remember that, you know what, that's their loss. That's not your loss, it's their loss, because they lost out on an opportunity with you. That's my biggest piece of advice with that. Remember who you are and your self-worth. You will eventually land a position as long as you work hard at it, because it does take a little effort on your side too. so just keep that in mind. In any case, I just want to end off this episode just kind of getting real with you guys, getting real with Rachel. I mean, that's literally what the episode is called. How am I doing? It's a lot. Some days it's really nice and happy, you know, I'm so glad I don't have to do school anymore. It's nice kind of just relaxing, applying for jobs on the couch or, you know, on my desk or anything along those lines. But also sometimes it gets a little hard. It gets a little hard in the sense that FOMO is absolutely real, the fear of missing out. Now that school is back in session, and it's really hard seeing all of your senior friends, you know, the people that you were supposed to graduate with, go through their senior activities and you can't really do it with them. It's been really difficult, I'm not gonna lie. Now that football is back, has been really hard. I've kind of realized that I really do miss college football and that I really do miss sports. My freshman year, I never even thought sports was even going to be a route until I went on the field literally one time during COVID. COVID was still around and they only allowed one photographer on the field, and they said, Rachel, you can go. It was my first time. I'd never done it before. Ever since, I've just kind of grown loving sports. After that, getting back into what I was saying, there are just a lot of days where it's really hard. I mean, that's kind of why I even started this platform, because I know that I just want to inspire, I want to help people. Being a contribution to society and actually working would be so great right now. It's been hard just like staying at home while everybody that you're friends with is back in college, and you come back home and there's nothing for you to do. I went from college doing everything boom, 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 hot mess, not coming back until like 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. and now having nothing to do besides apply to jobs and stuff. Not having events to do and staying in the house has been really difficult on my mental health, physically and mentally. It's because I just want to help. I want to be like in the world doing stuff. I want to make a name for myself and just really like put myself out there, show the world who Rachel Goldin is, and I just want to be given a chance. I think that's just like my biggest thing is like, I hate to admit that I'm like kind of in rock bottom right now, but it's low-key kind of true. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to admit that. I just want to be that person. I want to just make that contribution. I want to just do what I love. I mean, you get told all of your life, you know, you're gonna go to school and then you're gonna graduate, find a job. That's what you think of. Adults don't really tell you about the in-between part as a kid, and that, you know, you just might have to struggle a little bit before you actually find a job in the first place. But, you know, you just gotta live day by day and just stay positive. That's the best thing that you can do, but sometimes it just eats up at you. My phone buzzed and it literally fell. You just gotta keep living like everybody else. On that note, it's been really a bit of a struggle, but you just gotta keep pushing and just remember that eventually you'll get there too. It's just at your own time. Going to stop talking like this and feeling down for myself. I just gotta keep staying positive and remember that I'm thankful for every single day. But I really hope you guys did find this educational or this helped you in some sort of way. I want to do my best to help other people in the process in this YouTube channel. Feel free to comment down below if you have any questions for me. And if you did reach this part of the video, let's comment a camera emoji. Love you guys so much. I mean, we're being our real authentic selves here with all this crying. I look back at all my memories and I'm just like, oh my gosh. Rachel, I wish I could just shake her and be like, you're literally enjoying every single aspect of your life right now. And if you did enjoy the video, please be sure to like and subscribe. I love you all so much. If you're really going through a tough time like this, just remember you're gonna get through it. We're in this together. We're gonna get through it, okay? As always, continue to love yourself, stay golden, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!